Hello, my most amazing artists. Today I'm here with Trent, one of our kindergartners here at Bagley. You want to wave to him? And we are going to be drawing a realistic polar bear. So the week that we were remote, you did draw a cartoony polar bear. But this week we are going to draw one that is more realistic. And the reason it's more realistic is because it has value. So if you look at it, you see that there's these different shades. You've got the white of the polar bear, then you have some gray value, some black, and some white. And so the value makes it look more realistic. So we'll be using 3 materials today. Well, really 2. We're going to use chalk. So we'll use white chalk first. Then we're going to use a black oil pastel to add the details such as the eyes, the nose, the inside of the ears, and the mouth. And then we'll add some black chalk. Can't see it because it's in front of my black mask. So then we'll use some black chalk to add value. Our hands are going to get really messy, but we'll use a baby wipe. So are you ready to get started, Trent?
Yep.
Okay. So you will have a blue sheet of paper. And let's grab our white chalk pastel. So you can grab your white chalk pastel. All right, and we want to draw pretty big on this paper. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw the head of the bear. And what I like to do is I like to use my finger. Do you see that? To kind of figure out where I want to draw that. Instead of just starting to draw, I might use my finger to figure that out. So now that I have a good idea, I'm just going to draw a circle kind of in the middle of my paper. Can you draw a big circle in the middle of your paper? There you go, that's great. Okay, and then I'm going to draw the polar bear's body. So I'm going to look at my circle, and I don't want to draw his body real skinny because polar bears are pretty big, aren't they?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to come out here to the edge, and I'm just going to draw kind of a curved line down. There you go. All right, and the next thing I want to do is I want to draw his ears. So if you look at this one that I drew a while ago, the ears are not right up on top of the head like a dog or a cat's maybe. They're more kind of to the side, and they're circular. They're not too little and they're not too big. So kind of like a semicircle on one side and a semicircle on the other. And we're going to color all this in, so like I kind of messed up over here. I can just fix it by making it a little bit bigger. There you go, and one on the other side. Okay, now here's where we're going to get a little bit messy. We're going to color all of this in white, okay? So just take your chalk, and you're going to color everything. So your outlines are going to go away, because we're going to color this whole bear in white. Just the whole thing. I'm still trying to color the shapes. So I colored the ears in. Now I'm coloring in the face. You notice there's a bunch of chalk dust. You see all that? So we can take our finger and just kind of rub that around. All right, so now what I want you to do, all right, this is the tricky part, okay? You don't want to rub it with your hand. If you rub it with your hand, it'll smear. So look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pick our paper up and just kind of put all that chalk that came off my paper. So just kind of let the chalk come off. There you go. All right, and now I want you to get your, let's see, get your black chalk. So it's the square one. That's the oil pastel. The one with the yellow paper is the oil pastel. The one without any paper is going to be your black chalk, and it's square. So you have to know the difference. They're 2 different art materials. So one is chalky and will mix with the white chalk really well, and one is oil pastel. And here's what we're going to do. So do you see where your ears meet your head right here? So watch me real quick. You found it?
Yeah.
All right, we are going to draw a little black line there, just where the ears meet the head. So right there. And kind of go up, see, just right in there. Good. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just where the ears meet the head. Okay. And kind of envision where the bottom of your head and your body meet. So look, we're going to do another line there. Okay. Just where the bottom of your head meets the body. Good. All right, and now we're going to take our finger. Look at our hands. They're getting super messy. Okay, so take your finger. You put your chalk down for a minute. And you're just going to kind of smooth that out a little bit. That's going to create that value that I was talking about. So just where you have those black lines, you're going to smooth it out. Okay. And we're also going to, that looks good. So we're also going to do a little bit of black right here to kind of look like it's where his front paws are, or kind of between his two front legs. Okay, so you don't have to color it in real hard, just do a little bit and then smudge it and it'll smudge. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we will draw the face. All right, so we'll show them yours. And the first thing I want you to do is we're going to draw kind of like an oval right down here for his nose. So it's going to be down here. So watch me first. So you see it's an oval and we're going to color it in. We're going to do that with our black oil pastel. So you're going to switch from the chalk to the oil pastel. Okay. So remember, your oil pastel is the one that has the yellow paper around it. Okay. So just a black oval toward the bottom. And then color it in. Okay, and then look, we're going to give him a little mouth. So just a little line that comes down and out on both sides. Yep. All right. Now we're going to switch back to the chalk. So everyone grab their chalk. And we are going to go from the side up to create the snout. So we don't want to go all the way up to the top of the head. We want to go up a little bit and leave room for the eyes. So I'm going to go up and up with the chalk. Okay? Go from the nose. So look, go from the edge of the nose. Make your line connect to the edge of the nose. There you go. Good. And now let's smudge that. And look, you can take this and kind of smudge it toward the nose if you want to. So we're going to smudge that to create our value. Okay. And next we'll add the eyes. So let's switch back to our oil pastel. Okay, so everyone take a moment and switch back to your oil pastel. And if you look at the eyes, they start at the top of that black line that we just drew, and they go to the outside. Okay, so you're going to take your black and watch first. You're going to do like another smaller oval, not as big as the nose, but a smaller oval on the outside. There you go, and color that one in. Oh, that's such a cute bear. I love it.
Thanks.
Okay. And next we'll give them some little eyebrows with our oil pastel. All right. And finally, we are going to add the inside of the ears. So this black line that we drew, we're going to kind of start there and just give a little black area for the ears, right inside the middle of the ear. Good. The last thing we're going to do with our black chalk is draw a line that goes kind of from the eye to the mouth. We want to draw this very lightly. So it's going to be a diagonal line. It just gives the face a little bit more shape. And you can see I drew it just very lightly. And the reason I want to do that is because if I put too much black chalk in here and mix it, then my whole polar bear is going to turn a shade of gray. And he won't really look like a polar bear. So if that's not dark enough, I could add a little bit more, but when you're using the black chalk, don't press down super hard. Your black oil pastel, when you draw the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears, the eyebrows, you can press down hard with that because we want that to be a bold black shape to show the nose. The other, when we're using the chalk, we're using that to add value and make it look more three-dimensional. We're not using it to add detail, really. We're using it to add value. So, now I'm just going to kind of finish up smoothing out my value. Okay, so now what I want you to do, our hands are probably a little bit dirty for this, but you could take, if you need to, take your white and just kind of add a little bit more white, like if you want to redraw the top of your head. See where we're going to cut these out. So if you have fingerprints on yours, it's not a big deal. But if you want to add any more white on yours, you can. And then next week, we will cut these out and we will create a snowy background for them. All right. So you will be done today when you're finished drawing your bear. We need to be sure that your name is on the back of this paper. Trent, you want to hold yours up? So there's Trent's cute polar bear. It looks so good. What do you think about it?
It looks probably about great.
I think it looks good. I like how his head is going like this. It's like he's looking like, what?
Looks like he's looking at a baby.
Yeah, he's got a great expression. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do after you've made sure that your name is on your paper, let's look at our hands. Oh my goodness. What did that chalk do to us?
Made us very messy.
Made us very messy. So we're going to get a baby wipe and just take some time to wipe your hands. And this will not completely come off until you take a bath, but that's okay. We are artists, and sometimes artists have a little bit of mess on their hands. It happens. But look, my hands are much cleaner after I wiped with the baby wipe. What do you think, Trent? Are yours?
Almost.
Okay. Well, let's tell everybody bye.
Bye.
And have fun making your polar bear.